Pushers, it's your girl Candace Nicole. Welcome to the Glow Push channel where we're here to push to glow. Today I wanted to discuss having a friend in love with you. I know it's a touchy subject and it's definitely one of those situations you just hope to not find yourself in, but hey, it happens. I had a personal experience. I had a friend. I seen the signs, and I should have paid attention to it, but you never want to make a situation awkward, so I just, either laughed it off, or I either just basically brushed it off. Because I'm one of those people that just accept people for who they are, what they love, who they love, whatever their desires are, whatever makes them happy. I'm just a supportive friend like that. And I'm just a free-spirited person. So I get into challenging situations to where I should set my boundaries. But hey, we're all human, and no one is, perfect. We're all learning in different ways and different situations. But with that personal experience, when I should have said something sooner, and I should have stuck and made my boundaries clear, but I just chose to keep the peace. But over time, it just grew, and the problems started to occur. And not only did I feel like I was getting affected, I felt like the friendship was being affected because now there was, the authenticity of the friendship started to, fade away. And I started to feel uncomfortable. I'm not sure if that friend started to pick up my energy and my vibe, but I just didn't feel as if I was secure in the friendship anymore. So I decided to create a little bit of distance. And I guess that friend started to notice that. So I felt as if my friendship deserved an honest conversation, so I was willing to have that so we can get to a better place to figure it out. But that friend started to avoid, and it was very difficult for me because now I had got into a situation to where either I lose my friend or I suffer by just keep being in uncomfortable situations. So I had to just make a hardcore decision for myself, for my best interest and for my health, to just completely separate myself until we could have had a honest conversation. Unfortunately, we didn't, couldn't get to that opportunity to do so. But it taught me in that moment to, what friendships are really about. It shouldn't be a selfish bone in your body when it comes to healthy relationships if it compromises your values. And I felt as if that's what I was doing, and I had to take a step back to accept that that's the direction it was going in. So certain things we may not just want to deal with, but at the end of the day, your best interest comes first, your happiness comes first, and you want to have healthy relationships with your friends, correct? So a couple of suggestions I would say is just to have that heart-to-heart conversation early on. No matter how uncomfortable it may seem or feel, you just want to have that transparent, hello, can't talk. You want to just have, that transparency to where you guys understand each other and to know what boundaries can be crossed. So I know that this is difficult because you're like, I'm risking to lose this person, but hey, your friend also is putting themselves out there to risk you as a friend as well by crossing that boundary. So Is it really worth it to do so? And is that really a friend to put you in that situation from the get-go? So those are just certain things, and you want to take into consideration when you do make those type of decisions of separating from a friendship. Another suggestion is just give it space. If you guys have that opportunity to have that conversation, just give it time and space for both parties to reflect and assess where each other's perspectives is coming from. And then you guys can reconvene and see where you guys can go from there. And if it gets to a point where it just doesn't feel real anymore, or the problem is just taking it to a place that you didn't want it to go, just let it happen. Because at the end of the day, true colors will reveal itself, and that's something that you just cannot control. You can't control people's desires, and just let it be a learning lesson. I will also say, don't be afraid to set those boundaries. Don't be afraid to say, hey, this is where I stand. This is, my values. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Because both people deserve to be heard. Both people deserve to be respected. So don't ever be afraid to vocalize what you are willing to accept and what not to accept. Lastly, I want to say, don't be afraid to lose a friend. A friend is supposed to have your greatest interest at all times, your best interest at all times, no matter how tough it may be, because that's what makes a healthy friendship. That's what makes a healthy relationship overall, is accepting people for who they are and what their desires are. So if a friend cannot honor your desires, then it probably wasn't a good friend in the beginning to begin with, right? So don't ever be afraid to lose a friend. They can be replaced by better friends that have your best interests. So it was great talking with you guys, and I hope to see you guys next time. And for those who want to stay for the oracle reading to see what messages and advice will come out, go ahead and stick around. For those that's not your thing, I'll see you guys next time, and it was great to talk with you. So stick around for the oracle message. There we go. This card says, step outside of your comfort zone. I think that resonates with what we talked about. Have that conversation. Have that heart-to-heart. Don't be afraid, because that risk is going to make or break your friendship. Either it's going to make it better, or it's just going to break it down to the point where you guys just have to accept that we are different, and we're just going to have to go through different paths. So step out of your comfort zone of having that friend because they were always there, or, they've been your friend for 10 plus years. Your happiness is what's important. Make yourself a priority. Make your boundaries a priority. And never be afraid, as I said before, to lose a friend if it compromises that. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care.